Today, I'm going to teach you 4 mini lessons about UI design. And to do this, we're going to take a look at the Airbnb website because there's so many things that they do very well with their UI design. So right now, I'm going to show you some screenshots of the Airbnb website that really illustrate some of the points that I'm going to make in these lessons. So the first lesson here that we're going to take a look at, it has to do with color. So as a general rule, you're going to want to use bright colors sparingly in your UI designs. And Airbnb definitely does this all throughout their UI. So they have this bright Airbnb red, but they only use it as a color pop here and there to make things stand out. So as a general rule, you should probably be doing something kind of like this in your UI designs. I would recommend that you choose 1 or 2 bright colors and use those sparingly throughout your UI designs, and then have most of your design consist of white, black, and gray elements all throughout. Now the second lesson is to keep your designs clean and simple. And as an example of this, I think looking at the cards for listings on Airbnb is a perfect example of this. So they've really figured out what the absolute most essential information for this page is, and they're including nothing more beyond that. So they figured out that the user only needs to see 4 lines of information here, just title, description, date, price, and then the rating also. So a beginner designer might be tempted to put a lot more information onto a card like this and think, oh, that it would be nice for the user to see a lot of information without needing to click in. But that tends to be the wrong approach for something like this. Usually you're going to want to keep it very just clean and minimal, and then let more information be shown deeper into the experience. So I think that is a great thing to keep in mind when you're designing something like this, and just as a general rule in UI design. Now the third lesson is to use clear contrast in your typography throughout your pages. So we'll take a look at the listings page because this is a great example. So on this page, they have a nice mix of larger font sizing and smaller font sizing, and also a nice mix of font weights throughout this page. The weight essentially just means the thickness of the letters. So they're using a thicker font weight and larger font size here at the top for the title, this description line, and the price, and then a thinner font weight and font sizing for the less important information. So having this nice mix throughout this page makes this very readable. It makes you know exactly what to look at first, and then what to look at second and third, and also makes the page much more aesthetic as well. It looks significantly better having a nice mix of typography. And the fourth lesson is to use consistent design elements all throughout each of your pages. So right here in Airbnb, we see that they are using this calendar component throughout many different pages. So they have one here at the search bar, they have one here on the listings pages, and what you'll notice is that these calendars look very similar to each other. So they're using the same color, font, weights, maybe different sizing depending on where it's used, but most of the design decisions are going to be the exact same no matter where you see this calendar. So you should generally follow this kind of rule for your designs as well. Anytime you have a component that looks similar or has some similar functionality to it, you should be using the same design decisions throughout no matter where you're using it, unless you have a good reason not to. So that makes it so that your UI is much easier to learn, and users know exactly what to expect when they see that component, and also gives your designs a much more polished look to them. So that's everything that I have for today for these lessons. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and please consider subscribing for more videos because I'm going to be posting every single week. Thank you for watching.